Hello, my keto friends. Welcome to this brand new year. And if you're planning to start a new diet food regimen and you're interested in keto, I decided to do this very quick video about why keto, all right? And why keto might not be for everybody, all right? So keto, or this process of eating, requires you to eat with a different goal as far as nutrition is concerned. This program wants you to eat 80% fat, 20% carbohydrates, and within that, about 20% of protein. I know the math doesn't quite tally up, but you do want to eat in those ratios to lose weight, lose water retention, prevent the body from producing fat, and so not gaining weight, losing weight, losing water retention in the body, improving circulation. These are the things or the elements of this eating program that improve over time as you progress through this process. Excuse me. So this style of eating might not be appropriate for everybody, as you might imagine. You notice a lot of people out there. There are people who can eat carbohydrates very well and process them very well. They're slender. They eat a ton of potatoes and grain products and so forth. And those are the people that keto is not really appropriate for. Keto is appropriate for people who gain weight very easily. You look at a cracker or a baked potato and just the very glance of it makes you gain weight. This is for people who eat pretty much normally over the holidays and gain 5 pounds. This is for people who are pre-diabetic, diabetic, who are going into phases of health that are slowing them down, de-energizing them. This is for people who have heart disease. This is for people who may be precursors of heart disease. This may be for people who have been diagnosed with cancer. I hate to say that, but there's a lot of research and testimonials from doctors, MD doctors, who have those qualifications, who can talk to you about keto and how it works on effectively reducing some of these ailments that people are suddenly acquiring, and in all age groups, from young children who are already facing obesity to young people who are being diagnosed with cancer, heart disease, Alzheimer's, all of these ailments that are very modern and progressively getting worse without any remedies. So as I said, keto might not be for everybody, but for the large percentage of the Western population who eats a Western style diet focused on carbohydrate intake and who are not feeling well as a result of eating this way, keto may be appropriate, all right? And you're only going to find out if you try it. And you can't try it for a minute, all right? You've got to try it for 3, 4, 5 months and actually experience yourself personally the difference that your body will go through as the food that you're taking in actually digests properly and your body is stopped from producing excess fat and high sugars. Now, a little bit about the medical or aspects that I shouldn't really cover, but I'm going to cover. So, why do people gain weight primarily? So I'm just going to focus on weight loss because the majority of people who take up this sort of lifestyle, they're looking for weight loss. And there are many YouTube video folks who have lost a whole ton of weight. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of pounds using this sort of keto type philosophy. Now, the reason those people or that segment of the population, and I am part of that segment, gain weight is not because of calorie control or calorie restriction or calorie excess. It's not about any of those things. It's about the increase of hormones, all right, and primarily the increase of insulin production. And the liver and the pancreas in the body are responsible for that overabundance of insulin in the body, which is a hormone that tries to step back the amount of sugar that is circulating in the overall body. And this sugar excess is what produces the fat excess. And that leads to cholesterol buildup and all of these other things that could lead to other symptoms of disease. So hormone overproduction, mostly insulin, also cortisone, are responsible for all of these agitations that happen biologically. And by following a keto regimen, you're actually stepping in and saying, okay, pancreas, okay, liver, let's stop making insulin. And that's basically what we're trying to achieve here with this eating program. And as we continue to halt insulin production, all of the fat symptoms, the fat increase symptoms, start receding. Now, this is not a high protein diet. This is a high fat diet. So that might seem very kind of weird that you're eating a whole bunch of fat in order to stop fat production. But the fat production actually happens because the sugar intake rises because of all the carbohydrates that get digested very quickly. And so that's the mechanism, the biological mechanism that eating in a keto lifestyle tries to recede, all right? So I don't want to call it prevention because we do need a certain amount of insulin to exist. It helps digestion. And it's very helpful insulin for young people who are in the growth spurt, people who are overly athletic. Insulin production is very important to those folks, who go to the gym religiously, who can walk miles and dispense calories very easily. But for the majority of the population, that is proving to be not the case because obesity statistics and disease statistics have increased over time, even with, this mentality of eating in a carbohydrate-controlled sphere. So hormone production, or the decrease of hormone production, specifically insulin and a few others, is the reason why this keto program works for a certain percentage of the population. And over time, it can produce positive health performance in certain people, all right? Now, in certain people, this kind of eating might not be appropriate at all. And that's based on their lifestyle more than anything else. So that's a little bit about keto. I don't want to really get into the medical stuff because I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. But I want to talk in sort of the basic elements of what this is all about. If you partake in this program, your focus really is about stopping or limiting or reducing insulin production to help whatever symptoms you have that are currently ailing you. All right? So that is the basis. And this basis is the same with calorie restriction and other form of dieting practices that are out there. The idea, if you're in a weight loss kind of mentality, is that you want to restrict whatever it is that's producing the fat. Unfortunately, when you go on a calorie restricting diet, it's very difficult the way that people eat in mainstream society, because most of the foods out there have high calorie levels. All right, there's a word for it, but I can't think of it right now. So let me just also focus and talk a little bit about diets.